Bitcoin is literally at a critical support right now, guys. I think I might need to upload this video quickly because Bitcoin could give us a nice long idea right now as we are bouncing right now from support. I'm going to talk about Bitcoin, the couple different longs idea I've got for Bitcoin, different scenarios that can actually play out, giving us great ideas for a long. And also I'm going to talk about Ethereum because Ethereum has been pumping for the past 24 hours. So let's get right into the TA. I just want to keep it short, sweet, and simple. As you can see, Bitcoin right now is still bouncing and it literally found support from the area we've spoken about on the daily time frame. As you can see, if I go to the daily time frame, we can clearly see Bitcoin is right now trying to bounce from the area I've mentioned previously, which is at $110,000 down to 107. As you can see, I think the low was made at $108,600. As you can see, we found support. If I go to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that we've literally bounced from that area, and right now we are pumping a bit. However, I'm going to talk about a couple of different scenarios to play out right now on Bitcoin. If I go to the 30-minute time frame, remove the green zone, we can actually get a closer look into two different ideas for Bitcoin that could actually give us or play out to give us a great trade. To be honest, the first thing I'm going to talk about is a scalp that depends on Bitcoin, or it makes a case for Bitcoin putting this low, never breaking this low, and then going higher and going above. As you can see, I'm trying to upload this video real quickly because it's a scalp long idea, as you can see, which is at the confluence is at $110,000 at around $110,000 0.1 to $109,900, as you can see, because right now at this level we've got the Fibonacci extension taken from this low to the high, the current high on the smaller time frame. I think it's better to go to the 15-minute time frame. As you can see, we've got the Fibonacci extension along with a daily and a naked point of control. As you can see, if I remove the Fib extension or the Fib retracement tool, as you can see, we've got multiple levels on that area. We've got the value area high of the whole previous range we've discussed previously on the higher time frame, but we also got a confluence of two levels added together, the daily and the NPUC. As you can see, I've called this level daily plus NPUC because we've got the daily and the NPOC very closely held together. So technically I might be interested in a scalp long idea that makes the case for Bitcoin holding this low. As you can see, if we take out this low right now, take the small low, as you can see, then if you found support and bounce from 110, I might be interested in a long. As you can see, that could start as a scalp. However, if actually Bitcoin starts pumping very hard, I might continue. So the idea is basically to see right now, we need to watch the reaction. I'm currently having an alert at $110,100, as you can see. If Bitcoin bounces greatly, hits these levels, and then give us a nice reaction bounce. As you can see, I've got also the Fibonacci retracement extension or retracement tool, tool, as you can see here at the golden pocket. So we've got 3 to 4 multiple ideas to give us a nice confluence. I've also got the volume profile. You can see clearly that we got the point of control, the highest volume area traded at around $110,100. So technically, if I closely monitor Bitcoin, if I get a notification in a couple of minutes or hours, as you can see, we take this low, the current low we've made for today, at around $110,300, and then get a nice good reaction, positive reaction from the daily level at $110,000, then I might be interested in a long that could start, as you can see, as a simple as a simple scalp, putting the stop loss very closely at the wick, and then maybe having the idea of taking it to the current daily high. However, as I've told you previously, guys, if we start a small trade as a scalp, we can actually then turn it into a huge intraday or swing trade based on how good of a reaction we get at the first major resistance line, as you can see. So technically, I'm looking for us to take the low, as you can see, on Bitcoin, and then I'm gonna target the daily high. Once we break the daily high, I'm gonna take profit one, and then move the stop loss to entry, and then possibly take this higher, this trade much higher. However, I'm gonna give you also the second idea I got for Bitcoin. Say Bitcoin only bounces a bit, it works only as a scalp, or it even doesn't work. For example, if Bitcoin right now hits 110 and then doesn't find support, then obviously I'm not gonna take the long. I'm gonna wait for a much higher dip on Bitcoin down below till we take this low. As you can see, the current low on Bitcoin, which was put on I think a couple of days ago or yesterday, I think at the night, as you can see, Tuesday at 5 a.m. Dubai time. So technically this actually could give us a nice idea. If we go to the higher time frame, if we go to the 1-hour time frame, then if we lose 110, we can actually get back to this green zone box. Say for example, we either take this as a scalp and then it fails, we only get take profit 1, and then we can actually wait for a much larger dip before, or actually till we take this low, the low which was made yesterday, and then hitting support. Once we find support, if we reclaim the current low, as you can see, which is gonna be the previous low, then I'm gonna also look for a higher long, to be honest. So I've got two ideas for a long, either at $110,000, $110,100, or at taking the huge low or the higher time frame low at $108,600. These are the current ideas to long Bitcoin if it gives us a dump from the current price action. I'm interested in a long and a short on Bitcoin, and sorry, on Ethereum too, because Ethereum is literally has been pumping from the area we've mentioned yesterday and the day before, which is the 4,300 level mark. However, I'm also interested in a couple of ideas, both short and long ideas on Ethereum. Actually, the first idea is to short Ethereum if it pumps to the $4,700,000. As you can see, this area of a huge confluence, we got the Fibonacci retracement tool taken from the literally the all-time high to the low, which was made yesterday. Also, if we go back above, take liquidity, hit the value area low along with high value area, a high volume area. As you can see, if you take the volume profile tool, put it to out, since we've broken out to $4,000, we can clearly see that this is a high volume area at Ethereum. So technically, I've got a confluence of actually probably or possibly even making a bad reaction here, and then if it gives us a pullback down to this high, this current high, maybe I'm thinking of making this as a short nice idea on the mid to intraday idea, as you can see basically. And also I've got a couple of long ideas on Ethereum, one which is a scalp similar to what I've got on Bitcoin. However, one could be actually much nicer and much it requires a much longer dip. As you can see, the first idea is for us to basically, if I go to the 5-minute time frame, the idea is to take out this low, the current daily low on Ethereum, hitting the anchored VWAP, which was taken from the current uptrend we've got. This is basically a tool that shows us if the current uptrend or downtrend is still intact. So technically, if we hit this anchored VWAP along with creating a new daily low, we're gonna be taking liquidity and also hitting the anchored VWAP. If we bounce from these levels and then reclaim the old low, the current daily low, then I'm looking to turn this into a small scalp long. So I've got a scalp long idea, an intraday short idea, but I also got a intraday swing idea to long Ethereum too. As you can see, if I delete all these brushes and then go to the higher time frame, I think 1 hourly is good. As you can see, I've got the confluence idea of taking a long if Ethereum drops to 4,300 back again, or $4,400,000, as you can see. Sorry, we got the MPC along with high volume area. So technically, I think this is a good confluence to long if Ethereum goes back above or goes back down to this area, as you can see. So I'm gonna be putting alerts on all these levels. However, that doesn't mean taking literally all three longs and short ideas on Ethereum, and that's the same goes for Ethereum or for Bitcoin. Sorry, technically, I'm not gonna be also always taking all the long and short ideas I'm gonna mention. Basically, if all play out, then I'm gonna take all of them. If one plays and the other one doesn't give us a reaction, I'm gonna be waiting for the next one and for the larger drop. Thanks for watching, guys.